When I told my eldest daughter, Ariel, who's only 7, that I was heading off to Australia, she started sobbing her heart out. No, Mommy, no, Australia is too dangerous. We learned in science class there's a spider there that could kill you. Well, what do you know? My sweet girl got her wish. Instead of facing the dangerous Aussie bush, here I am in Israel, safe and sound, right in the middle of a ballistic missile attack from Iran and Lebanon. The truth is, there are great miracles in the world, and if there is one thing I have learned in this war, is that the greatest miracle of all is the creative power of a mother's love for her children. This power gave me the strength to endure low points I never thought I could handle, and it is the power that gives us the ability to create this heart-to-heart connection, even from a distance, out of a deep knowledge that we all belong to one another in a way that is beyond words. I want you to go 2.5 years back with me. Here we are, a happy and complete family celebrating the 5th birthday of my daughter Ariel. I remember sitting in our sukkah in Jerusalem, looking around and feeling immense gratitude. I have everything: a beloved home, a beloved husband, 2 amazing children, ages 5 and 1.5. And very unexpectedly, I'm pregnant again, even though I'm about to turn 42. We are happy, we're complete, and for 4 hours, the world feels so safe. 2 days later, everything changes. 7:30 in the morning, October 7th, non-stop sirens. The kind of sirens that pierce the soul. We run again and again in the unfortified stairwell of our building, clutching our children. I'm then in high-risk pregnancy, holding my babies so tightly, covering them in a blanket together. At noon, the phone call comes, the one I feared the most. My husband, Yaniv's commander, calls. He's being mobilized. While standing there, seeing the name on the screen, I struggled deeply with a moral dilemma, whether I break Yaniv's phone or break his leg so he wouldn't go, until a feeling of terror, realizing I would be left alone pregnant with 2 small children while my husband ran to the burning front in Gaza, was replaced by a clear realization. We were born for this. Just before we got into the car to leave for our friend's house, I stopped Yaniv. Something ancient stirred inside me, the genes of a 3rd-generation Holocaust survivor, the instincts of mother who survived against all odds. And with them, the story of Jacob, our patriarch, our father, who divided the camp before meeting his brother Esav. I said to Yaniv, let's split the children. I'll take Ariel, you'll take Noam. If something happens, at least part of us will survive. At that moment, the reports were terrifying. Nukhba terrorists riding motorcycles on Highway 1 towards Jerusalem. Days later, I would hear about the Kapshiter family, a family exactly like ours, a mother, a father, a son, and a daughter, who were all murdered while driving together in the family car. Back then, all I knew is this. I'm deep in full protect the cubs mode. Every instinct in me screamed, keep them safe. When we reached the place we would stay for the coming days, Yaniv kissed us goodbye and ran to the front. His role was, and still is, to locate missing soldiers and hostages. A job I'd always imagined was about searching for soldiers lost decades ago suddenly became the heart of this war. I'm lowering the stress level and offering reassurance. Everybody is alive. No one was kidnapped or injured in our sector. And perhaps that is actually the point. In the first few days, we moved from house to house, looking for a protected space to spend an unknown amount of time. Yaniv was far away. I had no fortified room at home. More than losing my house, I lost something much deeper. I, the successful woman, the multiple award winner, the serial entrepreneur, the woman of value of the family, the one who earned well and has endless outward influence, was suddenly thrust into a role I didn't want and didn't ask for. Suddenly, all roles vanished, all income, all future contracts. I was left with only one role, a mother, holding the home together alone. Days turned into weeks, and more than anything, I felt that life as I knew it has vanished forever. I had no tragic story, thank God. Nothing happened to us. In the face of the grief and pain of thousands of hostages, the wounded, the fallen, the displaced from the north and the south, I didn't think anyone cared what a reservist's wife, a mother of small children, goes through when everything stops at once. Who cares about me now? I'm just a Jewish mother of young children. Dust in the wind. When they invited me to come and meet you, I knew your hearts would understand this feeling. And yet, something did happen to you. Something happened at the moment the most ancient sign appeared in the sky of your lives. I'm just a Jewish mother. I'm part of something larger than myself, which reflects upon me. Even, seemingly, nothing happened to me. Back to me, then. To illustrate these feelings, I've gathered some images that tell the story of the Jewish mothers. Here's another Jewish mother whose face we all know by heart. Shiri Bibas, just like me, was a mother of small children who did everything to protect them. She wrapped them in a blanket and pressed them close to her heart, so they would feel her heartbeats. Like in the womb, like in the world that was safe and protected only a few hours earlier. When Shiri was kidnapped in front of an entire world that stood by but did not lend a hand, something changed forever in every Jewish mother. Certainly in every mother of small children in Israel. The mothers in the crowd know it. The first test shows 2 lines, and suddenly a new companion enters your life. Mild anxiety. What will happen in the tests? Will the pregnancy go well? Will the baby be healthy? Who will protect them? How will I keep them happy, loved, and safe? Now imagine lying in a bed in a house that isn't yours, hugging 2 children tightly, children the same ages as the red-haired ones in these images. And the ground collapses beneath your feet. Nothing happened to you. You are just a Jewish mother. 2 children, another one in your womb, but this terror, no fortified room can protect you. A new realm of possibilities has opened for Jewish mothers. What do we see here? A knife, a butcher knife, a symbol of danger, a tool of death. Not something you'd want near your daily life, right? But on that day, countless mothers became predators, lionesses, alone, without weapons, without their partners, with only one mission: protect the cubs. That knife, it was hidden in the fortified room of every house we stayed in, waiting for the moment armed Nukhba's terrorists might come for our babies. And the truth, as painful as it is to say aloud, for many, many mothers, that knife was also the escape route. The question whispered in silence: if the worst atrocities imaginable happen to my children, will I have to save them myself? Will I use the knife? The deepest understanding came from my daughter's questions. Mommy, when are we going home? Mommy, are there kidnapped children in Gaza? Mommy, when will Daddy die? And suddenly I realized something that changed my life. I am a Jewish mother living at the most dramatic moment Jewish mothers have experienced since the Holocaust. We have no safe room for the children. I am the safe room. We have no weapon to protect ourselves. I am their weapon. I am a Jewish mother. My 4 mothers did this before me, in Treblinka and in Warsaw, in Iraq, in Spain, and in Jerusalem, when the Second Temple was destroyed and burned. I am a Jewish mother. A chain of heroic women stand behind me. Their courage flows through my blood. Their voices whisper in my ear. Lift your head. You know how to do this. You are strong. You belong. You were born for this moment. And we are with you until we win. From that moment, I understood something very deep. My pain is never only mine. My voice is never, ever only mine. Pain is an engine for action. It is often the way God pushes us towards our next mission. So I began speaking on social media, telling the story of reservist wives. From there to national television, to Knesset committees.
ובזמן הזה, הבני זוג שלנו נלחמים בעזה. אני רוצה שתסתכל אליי, כי אני הפנים של עם ישראל, ולנו אין זמן. אין לנו זמן.
To every stage where people wanted and sometimes did not want to hear me. When discussions began in the Knesset about the future of the army, my friends and I made the decision. We would not allow those discussions to happen without us. Nothing about it without us. And when they didn't make a place for us at the table, we brought our own chairs. Hundreds, then thousands of women reached out to me. Women who had never imagined their story mattered to anyone but themselves. Women who thought their experience was unimportant. But when I spoke for them too. We built a strong coalition of reservist organizations, half of them led by women. We reached every place imaginable, making the Israeli parliament, the Knesset, our second home. In one meeting with the President of Israel, President Herzog, he told us, never in history was there been a situation where reservist wives took such an important place at the decision-making table. Our voices matters. This was our tikkun for all the women and all the children in all the wars who kept silent. Our roar was that of the invisible home front, to whom nothing happened, yet who carries on its back the heavy and incredibly transparent price of the war. And in that moment, I understood something even deeper. The same thing that brought me to you today. We are part of a secret network, a network only we truly know exists. A network of Jewish daughters and Jewish sisters and Jewish mothers. A network of Netzach Israel, the eternity of Israel. In every generation, they try to take us. In every generation, our tears, our prayers, and our courage find a way to continue the chain. And if there is one thing this war has revealed, it is this. Each one of us that dares to make her passion into action lights up the hearts of other women who dare all around the world. The silence of women has become a mighty roar. 30 female pilots and aircrew went out this past month to strike the stronghold of evil on earth, Iran. Heroic Israeli women, part of the same secret network, our network, going to bring freedom for women they've never met and likely never will. They went to the heart of the erasure and silencing of women to bring back a voice of security, of freedom, of power for all of us. They were not there alone. We were all there with them. Their planes were refueled by American refueling tankers. Their souls were refueled by all of us together. It's called Sisterhood. And one last thing. On February 19th, 2024, I went in for a C-section to give birth to my perfect baby boy in Jerusalem. It was my 42nd birthday. I woke up from abdominal surgery with the war still raging outside. Through the haze, even before they handed me my baby, I heard someone mentioning Shiri Bibas. What about Shiri? I mumbled as the anesthetic began to wear off. What about Shiri? What about Shiri? What about Shiri? What about Shiri? The doctor sitting beside me refused to answer. That was the day the footage of her, Ariel and Kfir Bibas, was released. The footage that let everyone realize that they were likely no longer alive. There I was in post-op recovery, hearing about the fate of a mother I've never met, but who had become an inseparable part of my soul. Life, death, life, the eternal bond between the souls we lost and the souls we brought into the world during this war. 2 records were broken on opposite sides of Herzl Street in Jerusalem in the year I gave birth to my little son. The first, a record at the military cemetery in Har Herzl, burying our best and brightest. The second, a record of birth on the 9th floor of the maternity ward in Shaarei Tzedek Hospital. Both parts of the story of every Israeli Jewish mother sit on either side of Herzl Street. And perhaps that is the true story of all of us. Thank you. Thank you to every mother who stands before the forces of death and is ready to choose life. Thank you. Thank you to every woman around the world who is part of this journey. A journey of belonging, a journey of love, a journey where a small voice becomes a mighty roar. Let us roar together, sisters. Am Israel Chai.